Oh god.
Fair enough.
No, he was obviously reading a book on obscure British poets while playing.
That would be Skade's method, I think.
Probably.
I'm filling in for
That
Steve. I
explains
already made an
voices.
Absurdist reference. For you people who caught the Waiting for Godot reference earlier today, be proud of yourselves. Or one of you, whose name is Scave.
Yay. Okay. Oh yeah, you have to hop into the trains to move them and move other trains out of the way, which is the kind of puzzle-ish like element to this dungeon. But it's not much of a puzzle because it's like it's kind of obvious what to do after a while. So luckily for you guys, this one I won't be slow on. However, I will be slow on this encounter because there's something to steal, and the steal rates are pretty low. This can be a very long encounter. Yep. Oh
I
yeah.
come from Final Fantasy IX, don't talk to me about stealing.
Okay.
Oh god. Bloody Terra Gigas.
Oh, it's not as bad as 9 is, but like it's nothing that's like much better.
9 gets very bad at times, so does 12.
Oh, I've never
I
played
think
12.
12
Tactics
is
is probably the best about
I don't know, I found it easy
because
in
you
10.
In Tactics, it's absurdly easy almost all the time.
Mm.
Just in 12, there are enemies where their steal depends on their health and a bunch of other stuff.
Mm.
Biggest evidence of it is Gilgamesh, who has a different steal item every 25%, so you've got to steal from him 4 times every fight, at the minimum.
Jesus Christ.
Tactics, the Dwarf Alliance version gave you Balfia, who could steal things whilst attacking them. He was just ridiculously broken.
Mm.
To be fair, what isn't ridiculously broken in Tactics?
Cloud was kind of useless.
But yeah,
Cloud
Cloud
is
in
useless,
Tactics,
yeah.
guys. I think Cloud was the first character from a game to ever go into another Final Fantasy. I might be wrong
He
about
was.
that.
No, Gilgamesh.
Oh right, yeah. Was
There
it?
is also the Final Fantasy VIII method of stealing, which is of course mugging, and if you do the Jim Cloud method of over-leveling, you can accidentally one-hit kill a deer when trying to mug her. Don't do that.
Oh yeah,
And
so
suddenly you have no story.
what I tried to steal, and what I did just steal, was the striking staff for Aerith, and like, that's good enough, so I'll now put her in the front row, because she's, at the moment, got the most powerful weapon. But later on, there are quite a few enemies that will give you, like, pretty rare steals, so you can get items earlier than you should otherwise get them. So you'll end up, like, getting, like, ridiculously powerful weapons. Is it bugging out at this point? I think I just suck at editing. Either I suck at editing or I suck at recording, either one.
Why not
White
both?
Magic's OP is the key message. But actually, I never
Fair enough.
stole anything at all when playing this game the first time, so this is new to me that you can get cool things by stealing.
Yes.
Children do not try this at home.
So it's actually kind of rare that you can steal, like, the more powerful weapons. Like, I think like only 4 characters you can get stuff this way, but you will be able to get the weapons like a lot later, but for a while they'll be still exclusive. And besides, like, it's cheaper than paying for them. And
Well, 5-finger discount.
if it makes you feel any better, I didn't steal anything until this playthrough.
It's actually quite an impressive model here.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. It's a shame it's all going to blow up.
Nice looking model you got there. Be a shame if something would have happened to it.
Oh, poor Wedge.
Splat.
Was that Biggs or was it Wedge? Oh, it's Wedge. There we go.
Senpai has noticed him, finally.
As he lay dying. That is a very neat body for having fallen that far.
Oh yeah, Aerith is looking after Marlene because she's such a sis. It's dangerous here, everyone get away, run!
And of course, just run.
If you're wondering what that was right there when they like jumped from one bit to another, it's because I saved basically.
I have to say, when you say you're wounded and he says thanks Cloud, all I could think is him saying very sarcastically, thanks Captain Obvious.
Yeah. That actually makes a lot more sense. Why didn't... Oh no, I did give her a restore, never mind. I was just wondering why I hadn't given a restore. Oh yeah, so in a minute I'm going to grind a bit. But not that much, you won't have to see it all. I'll just grind for the level 2 limit breaks because they're pretty useful. Don't worry, it won't take that long.
This design part here reminds me a bit of the Portal 2 old Aperture Science segments.
Oh man, I love Portal 2. Such a good game.
Portal 2 is brilliant.
I love that game.
Does anyone not like Portal 2?
Well,
I'm sure
I actually
someone
haven't
does.
played it yet. It's in my Steam library for about 2 years. Like, I got it for free and everything, and I still haven't played it yet.
such a good game, man.
I would just like to direct our attention to the fact that we're being attacked by a purple ninja who flies using a propeller.
Yeah.
On his head.
It's on his head and on his hands. And that's pretty much all you fight at that bit. Just a bunch of purple ninjas with thingies. And this herb... Oh yeah, this is where I start grinding, if you're wondering why I'm running up and down. And doing nothing.
Meanwhile, in the background, we can hear Shinra are firm adherers to the belief of more Daka.
There's nothing wrong with more Daka. More Daka is best Daka.
As opposed to worse Daka.
There is never enough Daka.
Yep, once I got somersault and cross slash, I just left, and there we go. Hi Barrett. Oh yeah? You get a short bit. Make sure you don't press OK at that bit, because you want to give Barrett at least a little materia. It's been a long time since you last used him. Yeah, I gave him restore. And did I equip him? Please tell me I equipped him. No, I suck. I suck at this game. That hurt to watch. That was painful to watch.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, we get to fight one of the Turks here, which is awesome.
Renault was my favourite Turk.
I like all the Turks, honestly. The Turks are just badass. Oh, and to your dismay, Steiner's theme didn't win in the poll, so I just used the original soundtrack.
Oh no.
Basically, the original plan was that because the audio had kind of bugged for this bit, so I was wondering like if I could use the opportunity to use a different soundtrack for the Turks fight, and then obviously like it didn't win in the poll, so I never ended up using that. Which like it sucks for me because I wanted to use something, and it was a pain to edit. Like the audio was so out of sync.
I'm just amazed, like, how do you miss with a cut that looks like it bisects somebody?
That is a good question.
I guess it's only sharp for a little bit. If it's really
all
heavy.
smoke and mirrors.
Okay, the annoying thing about this, when he uses pyramid, that means your character is trapped. So, for a while you basically can't do anything until you shoot your own character. Which is hilarious.
Clearly, Reno is a fan of Final Fantasy II.
Okay, at least it makes sense for Barrett to miss that one.
At point blank.
Well, it
like
makes
a
more
minigun.
sense than that. And because I'm pro at Tifa, I got 2 years. More pyramids. More
I can think
Except
this is
like
the
his gun
really,
is
really
sticking out of the boat.
I don't think I rescued him because I thought, oh, Reno's nearly dead anyway. Okay, never mind, I did rescue him. Okay, I just voided
I'm
my
just
own
amazed that Barrett's gun is sticking out of the bloody pyramid, just...
and he's not firing it.
Yeah.
There we go. Because Reno just runs off, basically.
Gee, thanks,
Villain's
bye.
exit stage left.
Yeah, pretty
Exit
much like...
stage left followed by a bear.
Yeah, it's why I say, like, the Turks are like the Gilgamesh and Ultros of this game, is because, like, you have a recurring boss, and like, they're mostly there for comedic value, and then they just run off when they've been hit too much.
I like how Tifa just mashes all the buttons of extremely important equipment.
Yeah. But she doesn't know what she's doing. They're doomed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You know, Song is actually a pretty nice guy in Crisis Core. I don't know why he's so much more evil here.
Well, Square Enix and their continuity. Not what you
What is
said,
continuity?
well, that's what Square Enix ask themselves in the office every day.
It's let's make everything related to Final Fantasy 13.
Pretty much. Oh yeah. So for anyone who doesn't understand what's going on, basically, like, they've kidnapped Aerith, who's just rescued Marlene, and they're about to blow this place up. So she'll get out because they'll take her to be experimented on, and we'll get out because, well, you'll see in a moment, we'll get out because Barrett is a badass.
Well, we'll get out because we're the player characters, so we have to.
Yeah, it would be a pretty short game otherwise. And it would be a very short LP because it'd only be 3 episodes.
Oh no.
Oh no. There we go. The zip wire. Classic method of escape.
I'm just amazed, how big long would that bloody wire need to be?
It would have to be like a pretty strong pillar. Yeah. Yeah, you can just see everything crash and, like, you know, everyone in there is dead. That must be like a few thousand deaths at least.
They got?
I guess they're all feeling a bit flat.
Yeah, and while that's going on, like, you just see President Shinra, like, listening to his whatever music. I think that's the music he's listening to. Oh, I guess so.
Nothing like music to go with your death and destruction.
That's Kefka's motto on everything. Oh, just for anyone who doesn't know, Kefka is my favourite character in the series. Because he's the most badass.
Kuja.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Kuja, but I just think Kefka's better. Oh, this is kind of sad.
The gods are clearly the most awesome.
Who?
He Thunder God Sid. I mean, his name is Thunder God Sid.
Oh.
What more could you want?
Oh, I've never played Tactics, so obviously have no
So
opinion
no,
there.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, Barrett, like, Barrett is probably the most tragic character in this game, I think. And this is just an example of that. Like, he loses everyone. Like, you I mean, Tifa before this game has already lost everything. Barrett, you see him lose everyone. It's impossible to, like, not feel sorry for Barrett, if you ask me.
I don't know, I'm pretty jealous of the bloody gun hand.
Well, other than that. Yeah, Barrett is, like, my favourite non-Tifa character in this game. But if there's one thing I do hate about this scene, it kind of annoys me because there's materia just there, like, to the bottom right of this bit, and then you're watching this whole scene and you're thinking, no, I just want that materia, can this scene end pretty soon?
Video games and the things they do to your empathy.
Yeah. They're all non-player
Well,
characters, who cares about them?
Like, the most important thing in the game is the fat loots. Like, that's, like, the goal.
Yeah, Cloud just runs off on his own, but you don't actually fight everyone on his own. But what can happen though, is like, before you reach a certain point, if you reach a random encounter, then you'll have to fight them with just Cloud, which is like pretty annoying. So yeah, before that bit... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I'm not quite sure how Barrett was feeling there of Tifa going, I just left your adoptive daughter with a random stranger we just met. But I'm sure she's safe.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair, it's better his daughter was left with a random stranger than just dead.
Unless that random stranger is a pedophile.
Well, there is a chance of that. But I don't think you'd trust a random pedophile. So, we can already pretty much, like, confirm that that's not Aerith. Yeah, this the sense materia, like, that's been there through the whole scene, and you're just thinking, I want this scene to end so I can get the damn sense materia.
So the lessons to take from this episode, Aerith is not a pedophile endorsed by the FFWiki.
Whatever people who kept Cloud and Tifa might tell you.
Oh yeah, the enemies here are just piss easy because they're designed to be fought with 2 people actually. So the result is like when you go in with 3 people, it's like there's literally less effort to it than there has been through any enemy so far.
I have to say, one of the things I appreciated about Crisis Core, one of the only things I appreciated about Crisis Core, is their fidelity to remaking some of the environments from Final Fantasy VII. Like the playground, I believe, was remade for of Crisis Core, which was nice.
Yeah, I think it was remade for like an Aerith scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where Zack is doing that weird flip thing.
Oh yeah. Cause like as we saw last episode, like Aerith spoke about her boyfriend there. So like one of the things Crisis Core did, I believe, is that like it gave Zack a reason to exist for everything.